Fellow gamers and possible shut-ins, this is Otacon Samurai with, well, the Otacon Samurai channel in tandem with Super Freaking Geek. Today will be the first episode of my review series, the Shadow Moses Tribune. Today I'm going to be reviewing two articles. One is a Flash movie, another is a fanfiction that has been adapted to an audio series. The first I'll be doing is obviously the My Little Pony fanfiction, Bride of Discord, by Disney Fanatic 2364. Did I get that right? Yeah, I got that right. And before anyone asks, I got permission to do both of these. I will tell you what the second one is later. First off, I'm going to tell you a brief summary of the story. I'm going to tell you what the reviews of the public are to the story and to the movie, and then I'm going to tell you what my personal opinion of it is. Alright, basic summary is, it's a what-if story of what would happen if the main six did not seal Discord in stone in Season 2. Basic idea is that Discord went into hiding for 3 years, biding his time for the perfect time to strike back. And while he was, the ponies were all getting ready for his inevitable attack and blah 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 blah. Well, unfortunately, most of the ponies, except for, of course, Twilight, our resident nutcase, were less than apprehensive after about the first year. They were supposed to be wearing their elements of harmony at all times, but after the first year they stopped. Basic idea is that Discord attacks again after a 3-year hiatus and requests himself 3 things. Things in return for both Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, who have been kidnapped, and harmony across Equestria. And that took me a minute. And crap, I can't remember the third thing, but he did ask for 3 things. You'll have to check it yourself. He asks, the 3 things he asks for are: 1, immunity from the elements of harmony, so that he can never be sealed in stone again. The second thing is that he asks for a plot of land where he can have his own little fun without disrupting anyone and without anyone disrupting him. And the third one is, obviously by the name, a bride. Well, as you can see, if you don't know who that is Fluttershy he's actually in front of right now. I guess you could probably guess from that point who becomes his bride. Well, that's my brief summary of the story. Consumer reviews for this have been fairly good. I mean, there were some naysayers in the bunch that I found when I was doing my research, but all in all, most of Disney's fans liked this one. She did a good job, and that's part of my own. That's part of my own. I'm actually a fan of Disney's. I asked her straightforward on fanfiction.net, where I post my own stories, if I could do a review on this. As she said it was fine, I didn't argue. My review is that this is a very well written story. It does what it's supposed to. It keeps you guessing what's going to happen. It's tense, but it's not a horror movie. It's not a horror story or anything. It's just tense. And you can tell, if you know Beauty and the Beast, or even the Legend of the King, even the Legend of the Bride of the Lindorm King, you can tell there's a lot, I mean a lot, an absolute metric shit ton of references to both in her stories. Well, in this one at least. and she did a very good job. But the problem I have with it is that it it centers around the Beauty and the Beast genre a bit too much. I do like the fact that she was able to make it her own, but uh, all in all, I would say she did a good job. She has some serious natural talent for writing. She really does. But all in all, on the Otacon scale, I would actually have to rate it an 8, which is actually pretty good for me. I'm a very cynical person, very cynical. You'll find that out later in my later reviews. Like I said, this is just. You could probably tell this is actually a really tough story for me to rate, but I can honestly say I rated an 8 because it's a good story. She has a natural talent for storytelling, but unfortunately she relies too much on the Beauty and the Beast Beauty and the Beast storyline to help her go along, to help it go along. And being a writer myself, I just can't help but be a little bit nitpicky about that. I mean, she really did a good job, and I know I'm saying that a lot, but she honestly did do a good job. But if you ever watch this Disney, my advice to you is keep as you are, but get a little bit of help, to come up with a kind of a fresher plot idea. All in all, she is an extremely good writer. She's an extremely talented writer, and if she was to pursue that skill, she may actually be able to make a career out of it. But that's about it for my review of The Bride of Discord. The second part of this will actually be the wildly popular Sonic, I can't really say X, Sonic Flashplay movie, Nazo Unleashed. And you'll have to give me a minute to get that up here. Oh, no. No. Yes. 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 Give me. Yes, people of YouTube, I am doing a review of Sonic, Nazo Unleashed by Chakra X Newgrounds. If it wasn't obvious by my earlier outburst, I'm a huge fan of the Sonic genre, pretty much, because it's not even just a character or a video game anymore. It's a freaking genre. This one's kind of tough for me to review because it takes elements from so many different shows, different animes. Dragon Ball Z, Sonic, obviously, Naruto, and the story for it is a little bit overdone. And I mean, two warriors don't see eye to eye, have to team up to defeat an ultimate evil that wants to massacre and pretty much just genocide the entirety of everything they care about. I mean, it's a massive reference to Omega Shenron from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, comment down below and tell me you did. I might give you I've already got the next week set for reviews, but if you can tell me the name of the hero that almost defeats Omega Shenron, then I'll let you choose what I review next. But back to this. This a summary of the story is that an ancient, well, not really ancient, I guess a new creature named Nazo, which is actually Japanese for mystery or mysterious or maze, depending on what context you're using it in, is released from the Chaos Emeralds after they're used for negative reasons one too many times, and he is the end result of the negative chaos energy. The beginning of the movie starts with Knuckles sitting on the temple of the Master Emerald. Nazo appears, steals the. I believe that Knuckles had. I believe that Knuckles. If you heard that, that's my brother, so don't worry about that. I believe that Knuckles had 5 of the Chaos Emeralds because it never showed. It showed him getting the 6th. It showed Nazo getting the 6th Chaos Emerald after he stole the Master Emerald. But anyway, it cuts out after Nazo steals the Master Emerald, destroys Metropolis after he takes the Silver Emerald, to Tails and Knuckles finding Sonic so they can face Nazo. Well, long story short, they fight. Nazo and Sonic fight. Shadow gets involved. Sonic, Shadow, and Nazo all fight. Or, yeah, you probably understand what I'm saying. And just things go from good to okay to bad to total shitstorm in about 15 minutes. So I would honestly say that the animation for this is much, much, much better than the original, because the original is called The Power of Nazo. It's like an 8-minute long Flash movie. There are no voices. At least with this, you get vocal cuts from Shadow and all the other characters, except Nazo, who's played by Omadon. Did I say Nazo or Shadow? Nazo is played by Omadon, just in case I said Shadow. And it's just the story idea that whoever made that and made The Power of Nazo was a good idea, but the artistry was just, compared to this, was absolutely horrid. It got some good reviews and it got some bad reviews. Nazo Unleashed did this one. It's I guess it's a 50-50 if you want to stand on one line and say, oh, it's a knockoff of Dragon Ball Z played the Sonic, or crap like that. No, I personally believe that you are wrong. It is an original story for Sonic itself, because the idea of secondary transformations and fusions was never a part of Sonic. Never. And while most people would say that that's true, that's what makes it a knockoff of Dragon Ball Z, I say wrong, because the characters for Dragon Ball Z either had to have earrings or do a little dance to fuse. These guys needed a catalyst so powerful it could have torn the Earth apart a few times over to fuse. So, all in all, I like this movie. It's a good movie, and I would recommend that you watch it if you have not seen it. But all in all, I have to give it a 7. I have to give it a 7 for, I guess the idea would be misplaced tones, because the vocal strips he uses, Chakra X uses for this movie, they work, but the tone they're set in makes it to where they don't work, if you understand what I mean. But he lost another few points, down to 7, because of the massive Dragon Ball Z references. And while I can understand that the Dragon Ball Z references themselves help in making the movie more action-packed, more, I guess, more story, more it gives it a stronger output, I guess. It relied a bit heavily on it. Oh, and to answer a question a few of my friends have had about this movie, if you have seen it, Tails and Knuckles transform at the end of the movie. They don't go super or hype, super. They kind of go super, but they don't exactly look like Sonic or Shadow, or Nazo, for that matter. They transform into what the comic books call, simply put, Hyper Knuckles, as the Archie comics put, and Turbo Tails. Yeah, I don't know what the low flying things around Tails are, so don't ask. But all in all, I would say this is a fairly good Flash movie. And I really, really wish, because they put a huge cliffhanger at the end of this too, that they would make a sequel. But all in all, not bad, not great, not bad. And that about wraps up the review for Sonic, Nazo Unleashed, and The Bride of Discord. I would like to thank Chakra X for allowing me to review Sonic, Nazo Unleashed, and I would like to thank Disney Fanatic 2364 for allowing me to review her audio series and her fanfic series. I would like to thank Wolf Spirit 12269 for allowing me to use her Bride of Discord picture. And I would also like to thank Koi Koi for allowing me to use his Shattuck versus Nazo in space picture on DeviantArt. Come back next week if you didn't think I sucked completely. Come back next week and I will be reviewing The Daughter of Discord, the sequel to The Bride of Discord, obviously. And oh shit, what else was I going to review? Oh yeah, Doctor Who's an Assistant. I'm going to be reviewing the popular internet series Doctor Who's an Assistant. If you don't know what that is, you should probably look it up before I review it. This is Samurai Otacon, signing out. See you guys next review.